right, my friends, how are you today? Aaron here bringing your new moon horoscope for September 25th. It is Sunday where I'm at. We've got the full moon happening at about 5:54 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time in the sign of Libra. So that means we have the moon and the sun conjunct together at almost 3 degrees here, 2 degrees 48 space minutes in the sign of Libra. Libra is about balance. This new moon, the sun and the moon conjunct together. This is essentially the point of illumination, is about balance. It's about our relationship with the other people. Any other people in our lives. This could be our partner, our lover. This could be our family, our parents, our brothers, our sisters, our friends. In a sense, the social community as well connects here in Aquarius. But this deals with all of our personal relationships with others. And the moon deals with our personal emotions. So now we have this, let me come back to the chart here. We have this new moon here creating a particularly tight opposition to Jupiter at just 1 degree forward at 3 degrees 48 space minutes. So this is a sweet tug of war. When I look at an opposition like this in the chart, one, there's more weight over here as we have two planets in conjunction with one another. The embodiment of our physical light bodies here, the essence of who we are as an individual, as well as the moon here, again, our emotions, our emotional body, our caring, our nurturing essence of self. Let me close this, whatever this is. And Jupiter over here in the sign of Aries. Aries is about dealing with self. This is about me and my. Chiron is here in Aries as well. This is about healing of oneself, appreciating oneself, loving oneself for who you are no matter where you're at in life. You don't have to look a certain way, be a certain way. This is coming to complete acceptance while Chiron transits the sign of Aries. Now, Jupiter is the planet of abundance and more of self. More of identity, more of who I am, more of where I'm going in this life, and my I. Okay. My I here in Aries means I'm focused on my career. I'm focused on my healing. I'm focused on my personal whatever is going on. Well, again, this opposition is a tug of war. And a healthy opposition in astrology, this would be the white flag. This would be the circle point here, the white flag and the circle point. And we have Jupiter pulling on one side, which is the largest planet in the solar system, absolutely enormous. Every other planet in our solar system could fit inside of Jupiter. And then we have our little moon and our sun here, our point of illumination across the way in Libra, which is about other people. We might, so if this white flag here gets pulled too much to this side or too much to this side, we're off balance, okay? So it's important when we see an opposition in a chart that we honor both sides, that we truly try to balance out both energies in the chart of wherever that opposition may be. This one happens to be between self and my close cared family, friends, lovers. This could be bosses. This could be colleagues, co-workers as well. Our personal relationships in one sense. We'll talk about more in a moment. So this is the way that I want to go. This is the way that sorry about that. This is the way that I want to go. This is the way that I want to do things, how I see things happening over here. We can be quite steer-headed in a certain sense with this Jupiter in Aries. Jupiter is also retrograde right now, meaning it's going back into Pisces, going back into a place of rest before we gather all of the information and move forward with the idea of what self is and what the idea of what self is doing. So we have Jupiter retrograding back into Pisces, completions and endings. It's not quite there yet, but it will be before the end of the year. We also have a Mercury retrograde right now, which is conjunct Venus in the sign of Virgo. All right, so we're rethinking, reevaluating aspects of our mind. And of course, Virgo is the house of service. Okay, 6th house, the place of service. This is how we're giving back to other people in the world. So we have this balance here between the new moon and Jupiter saying, yeah, well, what's good for me? What's good for the group? What's good for me, what's good for us, what's good for the family, what's good for the friends, what's good for the creative, social aspects of life. If my boss thinks it's this way and I think it's this way, well, if we pull too much to one direction, there's animosity and there's resentments can happen when someone just plays that power card and is like, me, I'm a sovereign being, I can do what I want. Okay, the boss can do the same thing. Well, I'm the boss. This is my decision. I'm making it. That leaves the other party of carrying this tug of war completely rendered helpless. I can do what I want. Yes, you can. And is what you want best for self? Is it best for the group? And right now we have the point of illumination and our emotional needs being pulled into the direction of the other. So in a certain sense, when we're feeling isolated, alone, when we feel we have to take an emotional healing for oneself, work with the shadow side, or whatever it is that we're going through, in this particular energy, it's saying that sometimes that medicine is with the others. Sometimes maybe we just want to bury our heads under the blanket. But we have to get out into the world. We have to get out and connect with other people. We have to get out and see what other personal point of views are, what other people's view of a situation might be. And it will add luminance. It will add light. It will shine light in areas in our lives where we can heal to a greater degree without feeling isolated. So this is extremely, extremely, extremely powerful. Now, Mercury and Venus, again, conjunct together, pulling this weight over here. It's funny because we have Sun-Moon conjunction over here in Libra, which is about connecting with everybody else, decision-making as well as what is right or wrong for not just self, but for the integrity of the other, for the integrity of the all, and balance for the group. We have this place of services and how we're giving back to the community. We're rethinking how we're giving back. We're sending love. Now, Venus is quite discriminatory here in the sign of Virgo. It can be. Very judgmental, both of these planets. Mercury is the second, rules Virgo, and it rules Gemini. Here it's more focused and precise. It's not just an apple tree, it's a Fiji apple tree. It's not just a tree that's a blue spruce or an oak or whatever it may be. This isn't just love, this is romantic love, or this is deep friendship love. And we have this Venus-Mercury conjunction. So this is where our minds and our hearts align to figure out how we're giving service back to the community, creating an opposition here to Neptune. Now, Neptune and Jupiter are both our planets of abundance, both very expansive planets. Now, where Jupiter has the ability to expand within the laws of Saturn, the limits of Saturn. Once the balloon reaches this point, no more air can get filled into it, it explodes. And then Neptune takes over from there. This is where my breath becomes breath with the rest of the cosmos. There is no breath that is separating my breath to your breath. Where here, Jupiter, a good way to look at this is the breath within my lungs. Okay, this is only the breath that I can fill up for myself. This breath is universal breath and connects with everyone and everything. All right, now one aspect of this, because we're dealing with Virgo and love and our minds, we're creating a trine over here to Pluto, which is about transformation. Pluto here creating a sextile down to Neptune. Beginnings and endings. My friends, if any of you are dealing with a loss of a family member, someone in the hospital right now, death is a part of life. It is the balance. Death is a part of life. And I know some of you are going through it right now, as it's a sign in the astrology that it's very relevant, that this time is choosing to take some of our loved ones with us to transition into the afterworld. And it's choosing to do it in this early spring below the south of the equator and early autumn for those north of the equator. It's not waiting, in a sense, until the harsh winter months or something like this. It can be challenging if you're going through a loss or a death right now. and feel supported by your community, feeling supported by your friends and family instead of isolating by oneself. So if anybody's dealing with anything like this, please drop a comment. You're not alone. There's people, it's going on. It's in the air. So we also have other aspects that are going on right now. A very powerful aspect between Uranus and Neptune. Again, this can strike that death, but it can also be inheritance. This can also be new ways of looking at this life. Again, Mercury here in Virgo retrograde, connecting with Venus. This is our minds connecting with our hearts in a certain sense, in a place of service. Uranus here in the sign of Taurus, shaking things up of how potentially we make money, how we are getting that which we value. We value our homes. We value our environment, that we need this solid ground, this stability. How are we creating stability in our lives? Well, Neptune, there is no limitation. Okay, the sky is the limit and beyond. So we have this opportunity to come into financial freedom, if you will. We have this opportunity to come into financial abundance and growth and this great transformation that happens, this Pluto in government here, and how we view to govern ourselves. You know, if we, maybe this is just taking a different look at approach and how we are, how we're dressing, how we're interacting with the outside world. This all leads back to this Libra new moon here. You know, when we take ourselves to a certain degree of seriousness, now we can be playful in seriousness as well, right? But when we take ourselves to a degree of seriousness, and when we're getting focused on, Mercury and Virgo, focused on how we're interacting and what we're doing and what our service is, when we get very focused on that, and we're aligning with the other individuals that we need to propel us into the career, into the connections, into whatever it is that we're trying to achieve in life. You know, let's focus right now on business side of things. This is a very powerful time for business, for making those beautiful connections. We have to get out there, though. We have to get out and make those connections. We can't just do it isolated or sitting back just simply on our computers or on our phones through social media. We have to be interactive into the world. Okay, and by making those connections, by looking at ourselves in the mirror in a different light, finding our own love. This is part of Jupiter and Chiron and Aries, finding our own love, our own light, and that in which we offer to the world, taking a better look at ourselves and saying, I am worthy, I am good enough to achieve, to accomplish whatever this is that I'm set out to achieve. And then we have to make those connections, and in those connections, we have to, if someone's going to be taking a bet on you, let's say you're finding some sort of an investor, or something is happening. Okay, you want to make this next move into your life. Now, if somebody wants to hire you for they want to hire you for a photography job. They want to hire you for whatever service you want to do, and why you over the 100 other people that do this? Well, it's how you represent yourself. It's the love, it's the compassion, it's how your mind enters into that act of service that you are willing to do. And because you care and love so much about these things, because you value yourself, it's not just doing it just for the money. It's not doing it just for a social, repertoire to I want to do this so I can become internet famous, whatever. No, we want to do these things because we're passionate about them. And because we're passionate about them, all those other aspects come into alignment. Then maybe that social status of whatever it is gets heightened by that of what you're doing is full of passion and love. So making those connections with those other individuals, if you're trying to find that investor, why do they believe in you? Because you're passionate, because you take yourself seriously, because you take maybe a childlike, beautiful approach to this seriousness. Offer something different, offer a different perspective. That's the beauty of how some of these planets, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, are making this alignment with one another right now. It's transforming in how we govern ourselves to grow beyond what we thought was possible, to create an abundance and foundation, an abundance within our foundation. of that which we value, our homes, our bank accounts, the things, material possessions that we do have. North Node as well, right there, loosely conjunct to Uranus as well, is like, go in this direction. Go into the things that we need that are going to make us stronger. Letting go of, South Node here in Scorpio, letting go of the emotions that you're not good enough, that you don't have what it takes, leaning toward, yes, I need to focus on what I do have, what I do appreciate, what I do are, everything that is in my life right now, and use these to create expansive, transformative abundance in my life. And leading together, this is because I love, because I care. And these are still, it's a loose conjunction here with this new moon. So it's all really playing together. We also have Mars trine to Saturn. Okay, this is where we're going to end this one. Mars trine to Saturn. Saturn's still here in the social sign of Aquarius. Almost done with its retrograde. Through technology, through social interaction, this is the social media aspect of the chart right now. All right, and we got a square here to the nodes. This is real life, real emotions. It's like we got to get out there and experience real life and experience these emotions. We have to do the work, but we're not alone. Now, this trine over here to Mars, we might not always know where we're going. Again, Mars in Gemini is the house of mirrors. We don't always know if we're taking a step in the right direction, but we have to continue to take those steps. We have to continue to move forward, but we get this sense of reevaluating. We can take this moment to reevaluate. Opposition to Neptune, take a moment. We don't have to take the entire day off. We don't have to take the entire week off, but we can take moments to meditate. We can take moments to sit with ourselves and see, is this the direction I want to head in? We can take moments to meditate and view ourselves in a different light. Allow ourselves, again, to release any sort of emotional baggage, the limbs that no longer feed this tree, and we can prune them. We can let them go this autumn. If you're here in the north of the equator, it's autumn, it's fall season. So it's letting go of those emotions that no longer serve us so that we can create the healthy relationships that we need to in our lives. And again, if that's reevaluation of who I am, reevaluation of what I offer the world, reevaluation of how I see myself, how do I see myself within these relationships? Now, here's the beautiful thing is there's a certain amount of responsibility and authority that we have, especially with this new moon opposition to Jupiter, meaning you have the power. Maybe there's a conflict. Maybe there was something that didn't friction. Okay, maybe there's some friction between you and an individual. Maybe you and this individual both really had a lot of connection, a lot of love, or a lot of gratitude for one another. And maybe that friction happened and pulled people apart. We don't have to wait for the other person. We don't have to wait for our brother, our sister, our mother, our father, our aunt, our uncle, a friend, an ex-lover. I'm not saying we should get back with them. It's like, this is just, if fallout existed, we don't have to wait for them. We don't have to wait for the other to heal for us to show love and gratitude back. This is our love. This is our gratitude. This is our appreciation. This is our mind and hearts coming together in service and offering an abundance of love. It's up to us. We can heal those relationships by taking the initiative. This is the power of this opposition to Jupiter in Aries. We can take that initiative. We can do whatever we need. We can reach out to the other individual. We don't have to open up a whole can of worms. We don't have to try to figure out why, what went wrong where. We can just say, hey, I appreciate you. I'm grateful for you. And maybe I'd like you in my life again. Maybe I would like to resolve whatever this was and not focus on, I wanted it this way and you wanted it this way. And this is why, we can go around in circles and circles and circles. But we can set things aside. This South Node in, emotional release in Scorpio, we can set things aside and say, look, I still love you. I still appreciate who you are. And it serves me better to have you in my life. It serves me better to know that you're a part of the community, that I'm a part of your community, that you can still reach out to me, regardless of these differences, that I can still reach out to you in whatever facet and whatever that brings us. Okay? Very, 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 very powerful new moon. So, my friends, happy Sunday, fun day to you, wherever you are, wherever you're at, whatever you're going through. Reach out, people. There is a community. There is a community. There is a plethora of individuals that love you, that care about you, that want to see you out into the world, that want to hear your voice singing along, that want your energy. All right? So, get out there. Love. My friends, thank you as always. Such an honor and appreciation for me to be with you here and read these charts. Till next time.